holding our horses, but some questions do come to mind. And Sushant Sareen. Sushant Sareen, I want to ask you, even as the Home Minister said, all options in investigations are being looked at. Does this look like a terror attack to you, or do you think we should err on the side of caution?
Navika, I would have erred on the side of caution when the news first came out, because at that point of time, it was very sketchy. Look, first and foremost, I agree entirely with what General Dhillon has said. My only problem is that, it is the leaks are coming from the government. The government needs to, and people in government need to learn to keep their mouth shut and not start disclosing that there were 5 people in a car. It was a moving car. It was a stationary car, whether it was parked, whether whatever happened. So that is what starts fueling speculation. So ideally, the government, after 40 years of dealing with terrorism, people in government in various agencies should understand the power of information and how information has to be disseminated. But I suppose it's, the voyeurism among some people in government to be on television, to have their voices heard so that mummy and papa and wife and daughter can say Papa was on TV. How do you guard against that? But having said that, I completely take the point which General Dhillon is saying. Secondly, initially my response was that, look, maybe if it's a very tightly packed spot and there is some accidental fire which a car catches, it might create some kind of an explosion also, but not such a big explosion. And it is possible that other cars catch fire. But this doesn't seem like a cylinder burst or, one of those very high intensity blast. And a high intensity blast will not happen if a CNG tank is exploding or catches fire. It will happen if an explosive goes off. And then, of course, I am now going by just the information which has already been shared by people in government. If this was a moving car, were there 5 people in the car? In which case, this could be an accidental blast. Was there 1 person in the car? In which case, it is a possibility of a suicide bomber. But if it was a suicide bomber, why would he, detonate the bomb where he was? Why not in a more crowded area? Just because it's a moving car does not necessarily mean that there will be no crater. It is entirely possible that the crater is not there because the way the bomb was rigged, it was not meant to, it was meant to explode to cover the maximum distance possible, which then means that it was designed to cause maximum casualty. I hate to say this, but if the casualty numbers are 10 or 12, then we might have gotten away lightly. Like I said, I hate to say this. Secondly, Navika, was this a coincidence that, you catch a huge cache of explosives and you catch hold of a cell in the morning and then by evening something like this happens? Was this a case of, prematurely announcing victory without having bottled up that entire cell, and some people have gotten away because somebody was in a rush to appear before the media and announce victory, and there were the others who realized that they need to get away? Were they going to some sanctuary, some place where they could hide? And how many more of these characters are there? Again, these are things that
valid question, because as far